For me, the UK was a learning curve. I never did like it. From Jamaica, we're very much African. I was away, I was taken away, but I've now come back to be among my people.
Often at times, when you speak to native Ghanaians born and raised in Ghana who's migrated to the West about moving back to Ghana, they make it seem there is no hope of succeeding back home. But through my journey of discovery, I've come to meet several Africans born abroad who's found their way back home and thriving. In this video, I speak to a wonderful Jamaican woman who left UK to Ghana over 20 years ago to build Villa Sankofa, a tranquil and relaxed atmosphere for travelers. You will be inspired.
Sometimes it can be lonely, but I'm just being pushed.
My name is Mickey. Keep watching. Nice meeting you.
Meet you too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can you please introduce yourself? I know you as Marvel, but you were telling me that you have a Ghanaian name, and it's Mami Frema. And can you tell me how both names came about, starting with Marvel?
Okay. Oh, Marvel. When I was born, at that time, one would go to the post office to register your children. And my parents took me to the local post office in Jamaica where I was born. And they explained that my name was Marva Avril. Okay. However, the postmistress decided it would be Marvel Arville. Okay. So that was written on my birth certificate, and that's what I had to go by.
Okay.
But a lot of people call me in Jamaica Marva, because it's a more common name there, Marva.
Oh, okay.
So they will call me Marva. And as for Afia Frema, that was when I came here, say about 23 years ago.
Okay.
And I went to see my father-in-law, who was not very well at the time. However, he said, he asked me the day I was born. So I said Friday. So he said, okay, from today you're called Afia. And he added Frema. And he explained Frema, what it means. And that Frema means the one who was away but have come back to be amongst us. So that was very fitting, because yes, I was away, I was taken away, but I've now come back to be among my people.
Nice. So apart from Jamaica, I know you are from Jamaica, but did you live in Europe?
Yes, I lived in the UK for over 30 years. Yes, and from the UK, I came to Ghana.
So, how was life in the UK like, and why did you decide to come and live amongst your people?
For me, the UK was a learning curve. Okay, a lot of people leave their country for a better life. Okay, I was a teen when I left Jamaica, because my mother was living in the UK at the time, and I didn't really know her. So that was one of the reasons for going there, getting to know my mother, and yes, to improve my life somehow. I never did like it. I only wanted to stay there for 5 years, because I thought that maybe I could have enough money to return to my beautiful island, because I thought Jamaica was beautiful. You just need money to live. So I stayed, of course, and had to learn and go through a lot of things. In the process, I have 2 sons that was born there, and had to grow them up, working. It was challenging, being a single mother, and it was not easy. However, I managed to rise above the waters, and found a good job that lasted me for a while, so I was able to earn, so that I was able to save more. And my intention was to go back to Jamaica to retire. But then I said, let me take a look at Ghana. At that time, my husband had died a long time before. My son here, who's with me now, was 3 years old at the time. And I said, I want to come to Ghana just to have a look and see before I make my mind up. And I was pleasantly surprised. The place was so familiar. It was like being in Jamaica a lot of times, yeah? And the behavior of the people, you know, the same emotions. They show the same kind of emotions in a lot of ways. And the vegetation was the same as what I would get back there. The weather, same weather, you know, so it wasn't difficult, you know, to adapt. And not only that, from Jamaica, you know, we're very much African. We are Africans. And so I see, that's why I say in the behavior of the people, I see myself, I see my family, I see lots of people in Jamaica, that they are, you know, and the words we even use are pretty much the same. That I didn't even know a lot of it until I come here, and I say certain things and say, "Oh, where did you get that from? Where did you hear that?" But you know, I said, it's Jamaica. No, it's not. It's from Ghana.
It's like Bessie.
Yes.
Kola nut, Bessie.
Exactly. Kola nut, Bessie. The food, the dukunu, you know, and all that. There are so many. So in talking, sometimes people wonder, where did they get that from? How did it come? And we didn't know. We didn't know.
So you came to Ghana. Was it did somebody introduce you to Ghana? How did that?
No, I was married to a Ghanaian. So my son here, Agyei, who is with me right now, is Ghanaian. So he has triple nationality, being born in Britain, being Ghanaian, being Jamaican. So he's one of the lucky ones, but I don't think you really realize when you have all that, it's power. So once I made up my mind, I came for a visit first to see if I liked the place. So the first visit I was taken, you know, and then the next visit I said, I'm coming to buy a land and I'm going to start building. You know, even though I had planned to do it in Jamaica, I bought that land there already, ready to do that. But when I came here and I said, I want to stay here, I went to my father-in-law, who actually was a chief linguist to Opokowari. Yes, at that time. And then he directed me to this chief here, who's got virgin land, he says, you know, to see if I could get some land. I didn't get as much as I wanted because he made it expensive for me because I'm not from here. So I had to cut down on the, you know, anyhow. It was fine. I'm the first one to be in this vicinity.
Wow.
Yes. And the road you see coming up.
Yeah, it's Jamaican road.
Yeah, I made that road all the way to here.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's very good to do things like that because it opens up, you know, the place, you know, and more people are coming in and more people are building now, and it's changing rapidly. I mean, I did like it before because it was quiet and there was plenty of trees everywhere, and you know, but now it's changing. It's not a village. It's now becoming like a town.
So why Kumasi? Why not Accra? Because everybody ends up in Accra.
Okay. Initially, that's where I wanted to be. But when I came to Kumasi and I spoke to my father-in-law, he said that Accra, they will steal your land. They will sell you the land many times. And he didn't want that to happen to me. So that changed my mind because he didn't know anybody there he could trust to say, send me to them, you know, to take care. So I was determined I still want to buy somewhere. So that's when he decided to send me to this young chief, to get something. But yeah, Accra would have been, for business, would have been great for me.
Okay.
Yeah, would have been very, very, very good. But I don't really like the heat there. I don't like the air. Yes, and you're sitting in traffic, for hours on end. Really can't get where you want to go. So I'm a country girl, really. I was born in the country, Jamaica. So I like greenery, and I like to be. So I like here for that reason. Although it's changing rapidly. Yeah.
We'll come to Villa Sankofa, but how is life in Kumasi for you?
How is life in Kumasi for me? Sometimes it can be lonely. Sometimes it can be lonely because you don't have a lot of people around you who understands you, and you not understanding them. Yeah, I mean, you see them, they look like you, and they will even speak well, but there is a disconnect sometimes because you're not born from the same place, and the culture somehow changes. Yeah. So although you can identify each other, but something with the mentality, it's a bit different. Yeah. So that can make you feel a little bit lonely, and and sometimes you don't know if people are telling you the truth or not, or they'll swear they're telling you the truth, and then it turns out not to be the truth. But people do these kind of things everywhere. Yeah, it's nothing new, So if I had more...
The community.
Yes.
The Jamaican community, or maybe the Caribbean community.
Yes, more Caribbean, not necessarily all Jamaicans, because you don't always get on, do you? So, just some companionship sometimes with,
when you say the mindset and the mentality, do you think it's because you've lived in Europe before? Do you think you would have faced the same problem if you settled in Jamaica? Do you think you would have had that?
Oh, when you go back?
Yeah, I mean, you see the mentality, as you are saying,
yes.
The mindset.
Yeah, they too in Jamaica do have a mentality, do have a mindset. Especially if you've lived away for a long time. When you go back, you're no longer like them. And they see it for that, and they take advantage of that as well. So, yes. And at times you say you don't really want anything to do with those people, whatever. So mentality is mentality wherever you go,
And then you've built this amazing villa.
It's
really beautiful. Really, the structures, everything looks so solid. Yeah. And I like the high ceiling. How did this come about?
Well, once I was in the UK and I was working with a company called JP Morgan, and I was responsible for some fund management teams. And at one point, I was just working for just one of the CEO. So I had a bit of time on my hand because he would travel a lot for business meetings. And I then used that time to research. I've always known I don't want to remain in the UK. My time was limited. For me, yes, I could stay there forever, but if I wanted to. But it was never my intention when I first went there. So when an opportunity comes, I'm going to go. And I've been planning my escape. Yes, you have to plan these things. It doesn't happen overnight. And so the opportunity, when I decided, my son had come here first. And then, as I said, I was thinking of retiring back in Jamaica. And I purchased land there. I was going to build there. But I thought, I want to come to Ghana to have a look. And that's what changed my mind and focus on here. And I felt that the ancestors were probably with me because they kind of guide me all the way. Because there was some times when I come visiting, from the UK, and I'm thinking to myself, God, am I doing the right thing? What am I doing? This is a lonely, a lonely road kind of thing. But I'm just being pushed. I felt I'm being pushed. Even when I came to view the area for the particular spot to build, I felt I was being pushed. Like when I got to the spot, it's like they said, this is it. This is it. This is where you want to be. Okay, that's it. No need to go any further. Stay here. And that's what really happened. So there was a spirit that was leading me all the time. And I can only say it's the answer.
So has it always been hospitality, or you decided to build something for yourself and it turned into hospitality?
Yes, the first plan was just to build a big enough house where I can also accommodate people, coming in. What wasn't to make it as big as this. It was only meant to be that one building with just me living there, and if people want to come and spend some time, like a Airbnb or whatever, then they could, So that was it. And then afterwards, I decided I would expand it and make it bigger. At first I wanted to give my young son a studio, and he said, don't give me a studio, because he loves music. And I thought, let me do something for him. And he says, no, turn it into rooms. And so I did that. And so, so that's what happened.
It looks amazing. How does the rooms look like? Is it, do you have is it single rooms, or is it?
Well, we have that particular building, that is the villa. And it only has 6 bedrooms.
6 bedrooms, okay.
Although it's gigantic, it's big. We have 3 rooms on the down floor. Yeah, they're double rooms, all double rooms. And we have 3 executive rooms on the top. One which I consider a bridal room. Yeah, it is big, so you can definitely go out there and have a look. We have I call it a media room, but it's just a room that we can sit and relax and talk and whatever. Then there is a room that can be used as a conference room or a workshop, something like that. And then we have a room after that, which was meant to be a dining room, but there's no need for it because my kitchen can dine a lot of people, and I have upstairs. So I've turned it into a massage room. So that's a recent addition. And then on the outside, I've created a sauna. So we now have that, and we are now offering all that services, which is spa, yeah. So Grace can enlighten you on that if you want more information.
I want to just briefly ask about the building process.
The building process?
Yeah, because this is a lot of property.
Yes.
How easy, how difficult was it?
Right. The building process, it didn't take me very long to raise it from the ground to the top. It's after. Putting up bricks is not so difficult. It's after the bricks.
The decoration,
Then
the fixtures and fittings.
Oh man, that's the one. That's the big one. Okay, so I was able to put that building up within about 9 months.
9 months?
Yes, all the way up. I had lots of people working there. Sometimes about 100 people would be on site on the same day working. It was fast, very, very fast. But the first one I built was the small apartments over there. And that, at the time, I said it was going to be like a boys' quarters. But I spent a lot in it, and when I finished it, I decided, no, this can't be a boys' quarters, no way. So I turned it into 2 apartments. So I stayed in one, and I can rent the other. Yeah. And that took maybe about 6 months to build. Yeah, and I wanted that to be done very, very quickly because I was coming and going now, and I wanted somewhere to stay, and I couldn't be staying in all these hotels, and sometimes I was staying far away, like Santasi, and to come here on a daily basis, it was expensive, and so I had that done pretty quickly, and then I could use one of the apartments, and you didn't need a lot of furniture or anything inside there. So it's an open plan room, so it was easy. So then I kept going back, but during that time I had some sad experiences that two of my children died. So yeah, so it kind of set me back mentally. It still does.
So who was project managing? Who was project managing?
I did everything, What I did, I brought my plan down, and I found a good architect. I was introduced to him by, there's a company called Consa. He was working for them. Then I was introduced to his young architect, very bright, very intelligent. I thought that when I spoke with him that he's coming from abroad or somewhere, but he wasn't. He was schooled here in a Muslim school and extremely bright. And he did a lot of government, jobs, also the banks. He's actually the architect for the mall.
The mall. Kumasi mall.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's my guy.
That's good.
That's my guy.
I can see.
Yes. There you
done.
go. Yes. Mr. Owusu Antwi.
Antwi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I gave him the plan, and then we manipulated the plan together. We work on it together, and make it what it is. And we also, in this building too, we work on it together. What I don't want there, what I want there, it's got to be how I want it. And
as a Caribbean who moved to Europe, and now you are in Ghana, you coming to Ghana, what have you learned about yourself, your ancestors?
What have I learned about myself? I'm an African. I've always known that, but when I came here, that reconfirms who I am. And so that's what I learned about who I am, I can identify. I feel at home. I wouldn't feel like this in the UK. Jamaica is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful island, but it is small. This is a continent. I can pop off to neighboring countries. Yeah, I went to Rwanda recently, and I love Rwanda. So if I had more time, that's what I would do. Just go around the continent. Jamaica will always be there. It's my childhood. It's me. It won't take anything away from me. It will be part of me, But it is also a Jamaican culture. So
it's familiar.
Yeah, it's familiar.
Yeah. So finally, Villa Sankofa, just invite people. What should people expect when they come and sleep here?
Oh man, great services. You can order your food, your meal. We don't have a restaurant whereby people walk in from the street, but if you tell us what you want, we prepare for you the most delicious kind of mixed cuisine. I do my own thing and adapt some Jamaican thing with it as well, and continental. Some of what I do looks very Ghanaian because I do the balls and all those things as well, which we do. The dukunu and all those things. I can do those things, and I cook the same garden eggs and all those stews and all that. I can do those things. They can expect comforts, yes, relaxation, and great service.
Great service.
Yes.
And it's really serene as well, calm.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
exactly.
it's in Agyei.
So yes, Ejusu is very big, isn't
It's
it?
big, yeah.
So we have all these like little districts, I would call it, within Ejusu. So this is Adako Jachi
Okay.
within Ejusu.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So what we'll do is I'm going to put the link to your website for people to come and visit.
Okay.
Please advise people like yourself who, you know, are ancestral to the motherland, Africa. Advise them who wants to come and experience it. Can you advise them? How do they approach it?
Oh, okay. First of all, one should do some research. Wherever you're going, you should do some research. But from my own experience, if you have a focus and determination, you can live anywhere and you can do whatever you want to do. Yes. I don't like hearsay. I don't like people saying this, that, and that. I like to experience things myself. So there are opportunities here. This is a new beginning for a lot of us, yes, to help to rebuild the motherland, yes. And we have a lot to impact, a lot to teach, yes. And we can learn together, yes, because there's a lot to learn from our people here too. So, you know, we need to strengthen that bond. We've been away for too long, so we need to come back, okay, and make this a better place, yeah? Make Africa for all, yes.
Marvel, thank you very much. I've seen Villa Sankofa, and it's an inspiration to me for you to be able to build this amazing you know, property, a safe haven for people, you know, for Africans and anybody who wants to experience Africa.
Absolutely.
I would say kudos to you. Thank you very much for bringing me into your abode. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you very much.
All right. Well done.
Thank you.